Okay, are we ready to go? All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Tatro, and this is the Thursday, June 20th, 2024, 6 o'clock p.m. Edition of the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. As the chair, I'm going to call the meeting to order. I have some administrative responsibilities to get through before we begin the process, so could you please bear with me? I'm going to read my script here, the Zoning Board of Appeals participation script. We're going to confirm member access here, and this is an open meeting of the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. It is to be operated as a hybrid format under Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022. The public can join the meeting remotely by telephone by calling 1-646-749-3112 and entering the access code 944571349. Or you can log on to your computer. You can go to globalgotomeeting.com, and in the upper right corner, a box will appear, and you can enter the meeting number 944571349. All supporting materials that have been provided to the members of this body are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. Again, as a preliminary matter, my name is Robert Tatro, and I am the chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Permit to confirm all members and the persons participating on the agenda are here with us this evening. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Vice Chair Michael Marin.
Present.
Richard Cussy.
Present.
J. Lawrence Chicolo.
Present.
Megan Roach.
Present.
Caitlin Bush. Not with us this evening. Ryan Garabedian, not with us this evening. Again, those are our two alternates, so it does not affect the outcome of the hearings at all. Town officials and employees participating when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Timothy Pratt, Health Inspector. Present. Gary Allard, Building Commissioner.
Present.
Thank you. Please note that each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote, and the meeting is also being recorded by ACT TV, cable television, and will be replayed on the town YouTube channel as well. And if there are any applicants participating remotely, I have a caller one. Could you identify yourself, please? Hello, caller one. Okay, so they could have stepped away for a minute. We can come back to that. We'll determine their connectivity here in a minute. So with that being said, we have a public hearing to deal with at 6 o'clock p.m. The applicant is Sharon Gagne, requesting a special permit under section 3.9.1.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a residential kitchen located at 159 Malvern Road, map 1, parcel 70. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, motion to open the hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Vice Chair Marin?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Mr. Chicolo?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. Is the applicant present? Ma'am, if you could approach our missing lectern or the microphone there, and just kind of give us a brief overview of what you'd like to do. Yes, please.
Hello, I'm here in hopes to get a permit or license, I'm not really quite sure, to have a residential kitchen in my home. I recently started baking sourdough bread that my friends and family have told me that I need to do something with to get it out into the public. So I said, well, I want to do it legally to save myself and everyone else, so here I am.
Okay. So primarily just be the one type of bread, right, for now anyway?
Well, so everything I make is sourdough based. So I would be definitely, obviously, doing sourdough, all different types of sourdough bread. Nothing that needs to be temperature controlled. Pastries like scones, muffins, bagels are all sourdough based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So you're going to kind of basically keep it in that.
Right. And I offer like 3 to 4 different things every week. And I only bake one day, and then customers, usually I either bring it to them or they have been coming to me because they were friends and family to pick up at my house.
Okay.
So
again, I just want to make sure before I bring it over to the members of the board here, caller 2 I have now, are you interested in speaking on this hearing at all? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, no response. So Vice Chair Marin, to you, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for being here.
thank you.
Just a couple of logistical questions. Do you plan any signage for the building outside?
I am not, no.
As far as deliveries for materials?
Meaning,
Will you have any need for deliveries for the materials that you'll use?
nothing needs to be kept cold, so it would just be in my car. I'm hoping to do the farmers markets and things like that.
But my assumption is you'd go out and purchase the products and bring them back yourself. You're not going to have deliveries come to the house delivered.
You mean like the food, what I'm baking with?
Deliveries.
Yeah, no, I either, some things I have delivered from Amazon, but most of the, like, bread, flour and things like that, I shop for.
And then you had mentioned some customers will come to the house. Would those be scheduled appointments, or folks will just drop in and pick it up?
Those would be scheduled, and they literally, they tell me when they're coming, they let me know they're there, and I bring it out to them, and they leave.
I want to leave some questions for my fellow board members, but one final, do you plan on any renovations inside the home?
No, I don't need to do any renovations. I don't need any special equipment, everything is my oven. I'm not commercialized yet, and if I do that, then I'm moving out of my house and building getting a storefront, so.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Custody, you, sir?
Yes, any employees,
Nope, just myself.
okay? Will you have a dumpster?
I am on the Casella trash pickup, so I don't need a dumpster.
So you're not gonna have a big dumpster?
Oh, no. Oh, Lord, no. No.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Mr. Chacolo, do you, sir?
Thank you. The hours which you would possibly have somebody arriving at your house to pick up their order?
So that would range anywhere between noon and 6 PM. That's it. It's one day. It's not like, I'm not a restaurant. People aren't coming into my house and,
So it wouldn't be, how many days a week would you
one,
anticipate?
Thursday or Friday.
Just one
That-
day?
One day that they would come in, because baking sourdough is a process, so it's like 2 days for me to bake it, and then they would come, if I'm not delivering it to them on Thursday or Friday, whatever day I choose, for them to pick up.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Ms. Roach?
No, I don't think I have any questions per se. I think you can tell from the questions on the board, typically with residential kitchens, we try to avoid pickups at the house, just to not disturb the neighborhood. Obviously, friends and family that would be coming over anyway is one thing, but we don't like to see the neighbors complaining that there's cars and that there's multiple traffic. So just doing things like making them park in the driveway, making sure your cars are parked in a way that they can pull into your driveway, they're not blocking the street, they're not.
Correct.
That's just something that, typically and doing as many deliveries as you can do, I think is something that we'd like to encourage, because you're still living in a residential neighborhood.
Right, so in front of my house, I have eggs that people come and they
Bye.
buy the eggs from me. So in front of our home, we actually have a space, which my husband has, I think you put gravel down, where, this was way before the whole egg thing. And so when people come, they either are in my driveway or they come to, and park at that spot, and it's off of the street.
Okay.
So, and none of my neighbors have complained.
Good.
As of yet, so.
Yeah, and I don't know, I think we'll check again probably, but we don't have any abutters, but I just wanted to sort of elaborate on why, we've asked that, sort of kind of
Right,
harped
right.
on that question, is we want to be respectful of the neighbors. But no, that's it, I don't have anything else.
Thank you very much. And you guys, you always cover my questions anyway, so feel as though I'm pretty safe. Does anybody else have any other concerns or comments from the applicant at all? Okay, so do I have a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to close as stated.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Vice Chair Maron?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. So now, do I have a motion on the 6:00 PM applicant Sharon Gagnon requesting a special permit under section 3.9.1.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaws for a residential kitchen located at 159 Malvern Road, map 1, parcel 70?
Mr. Chairman, before I make a motion, just a comment for the applicant to hear. while they're listening, just to commend them for coming forward. I mean, doing it, I mean, I think some of the things the applicant said at the onset was that she, wanted to pursue this, but do it in the right way. And it's certainly something that is commendable, and something that
Thank you.
is certainly something we want to remark on. So thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve with standard conditions. I have every faith in our health department that would go through the appropriate inspections.
Excellent. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, so Vice Chair Maron?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy?
All approved.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And I vote to approve.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So good
Congrats.
luck. You can be in contact with the Department of Special Service, Inspectional Services in the next few days, and I'm sure they can finalize all your paperwork for you and
Yep.
get you on your next stage.
I've been working with Jordan and most recently this young gentleman right here, so they've kept me well informed. So,
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much.
Good luck.
Good
Good
luck.
luck to you.
Good luck.
Good night.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, when they took the podium up, there was a piece of equipment that allowed us to get the audio into the building. That piece of equipment. So that GoToMeeting is not hearing it.
Doesn't matter. That's okay.
Yeah.
We are gonna address with that anyway. So,
And we have a disclaimer up front for the
Correct.
meeting, right? So we have it on our agenda, that if there are problems, that the meeting will continue.
so we have, I don't see the other applicant, but we have a 6:05 PM applicant, Darlene Belcito Wood, requesting a special permit under section 3.9.12 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for an accessory apartment located at 16 Silver Street, map 9, parcel 27.
And, Mr. Chairman, I believe the building inspector has an update on that applicant.
Oh, okay, could you please?
Yeah, so I actually just ran into her on a fire call that I got called on,
Oh, jeez.
and so we were talking, and I found out somehow that she was on the agenda tonight. We talked that they have no intentions of ever renting this addition that they're putting on.
Okay.
And I told her, without that need, then there's no need to get a special permit for an accessory dwelling unit. And now you don't have the restrictions on that, and, it's just for her mother. If you ever want to change your mind, you could always come back, and she agreed, and I think that's one of the things that has been confusing, because I had another applicant come in today, and I talked with him, looking at the same thing. He's got an elderly mother, and I guess his brother's disabled, and he's talking, I want to put an accessory unit. I says, are you planning on renting these? He goes, no, never. I says, well, okay, then you don't need to go that avenue, just bring the plans in to me, and, you just go through just a standard permit process,
Right.
because we have no restrictions on the
Like an
kitchens.
addition. They're just doing an addition
Right.
instead.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
an
oh, yeah.
addition
Just an
instead of-
addition,
right.
you're allowed to put a kitchen in it there, we have no
Right.
restrictions on things like that.
Right,
and-
right.
and-
It really just kind of varies depending on the access to the main part of the house too, right? Where, considered an accessory use or not.
Well,
so
yeah,
that's-
and the toughest thing with the accessories is getting the fire separation. This one here was going to be easy because it's an addition straight up, so they'd either have to carry the firewall up to the roof system, or they could sheetrock the ceiling in the space with 5/8 and be done with it, but that was their only issue. And the door between them, which triggered me that they weren't going to rent it, because it went from kitchen to kitchen, and I told them you'd have to make that an exterior fire door. Okay, with a threshold and everything, it has to be a fire barrier and a smoke seal.
Right.
So, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, understood.
to have the separate, just like a garage door.
Sure, sure.
The spring hinges and everything.
Nice.
So-
So I'm taking it then that,
She's
And
withdrawing.
she was supposed to call to say, I told her, you could just call and postpone it if you want, and think about it, talk to your architect, but that's her definite plan, that she's not going forward. If you could postpone it and let her
Sure.
get her paperwork in, I think that would be
absolutely, yeah.
We'll continue.
better,
So,
yes.
yeah, I mean, so I think what we can do is we can make a motion to open the hearing, we can continue it, and at any time that we can alter it at the next meeting in any way, shape, or form that they might need, up to and including,
Right, if-
dismissing it and reversing the fees or whatever might be deemed appropriate at the time. So do I have a motion to open the 6:05 applicant Darlene Belcito Wood requesting a special permit under section 3912 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for an accessory apartment located at 16 Silver Street, map 9, parcel 27?
Mr. Chairman, motion to open is stated.
Do I have a second? Thank you. Vice Chair Maron?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Mr. Chacolo? Ms. Roach?
I approve.
And I vote to approve. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this hearing open. We'll let Ms. Belcito Wood determine whatever is the best course of action for her, and then we can either see her at the next meeting, or by then we can have an update from inspectional services, even if it's, deliberate intent to withdraw, maybe she sends a letter or whatever it might be, but that would be perfect.
That would be her intent, yes.
Okay, excellent. So that's what we'll do with that one. Okay, we have some minutes to go by. We have the May 16th, 2024, that would be myself, Mr. Maron, Mr. Cussy, Ms. Roach, Caitlin Bush, and Ryan Garabedian are not here, but Mr. Chacolo, whoever is, so if we all agree to it, they can go into the archives as they were. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from 5/16/24?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes, 5/16/24 as written.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Vice Chair Maron? Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
I approve.
And I vote to approve. Okay, so on our other new business, as you know, previously, a month or two ago, we had a discussion about the technical difficulties that we've been having, the complaints to the, for the open meeting laws, et cetera, and we were discussing the hybrid participation format. As you know, we had the vote. I went and sat at the meeting. I heard the concerns of the select board. I think they echoed the same concerns that we had discussed in the meeting, which was, accessibility, ease of convenience, et cetera, but they also respected the fact that the board has its autonomy and does not necessarily need to have their approval to make a vote. So they recognized both of those scenarios. So I told them that I would bring back this information to you all and then decide how we want to proceed from there. So with that being said, I know that we had a motion on this to discuss it. So do we have a motion to suspend or cancel the hybrid participation meeting format for the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals?
Mr. Chairman, before I make a motion, I did...
Sure. Oh, discuss. I'm
No,
sorry. I
no
should've-
worries, not at all, because it'll be a very brief comment. But I did have an opportunity to watch the select board meeting that you had referenced. Thought you did very well, Michael.
Thank you.
In fielding questions and presenting our intention. And I would validate everything that you had said, that they essentially shared some comments, but they put it in our authority to govern the way we wished. I did hear concerns from the Board of Selectmen that they were concerned that it would make it less accessible. And although it's another option, I personally don't see it that way. I think that we have several venues where folks can access, including the access to watching it on television doesn't go away. So this is in addition to, it's another tier, so perhaps one less option, but I don't see this as prohibiting someone that truly wants to see and participate. So I would, I certainly welcome other board members for their comments, but I would be prepared to make a motion to suspend the use of the online go-to-meeting for future meetings.
Mr. Cussy, anything to discuss for you?
I agree. We've had so many issues, and I do think there's enough options for people to attend with the television or show up at the meeting, so.
Right.
I would agree with Mike, and I would do away with it.
There is certainly no shortage of electronic abilities to contact one another these days.
Right.
So one less is not going to really impede anybody's public access, at least I see. Mr. Chacolo, to you, sir?
Thank you. Question. The proposed format, if the vote is an approve yes tonight, the format of the meetings will continue to be as it is tonight?
Correct. Show up here, have the meetings here, televised here. The only thing will be that they will not have remote participation to call in, and then we won't have this to deal with as much either with people calling in. So if they have public comments, they can still send emails, they can send letters, they can, make whatever concerns here publicly, but it just will end the remote access technical difficulties we've been
They
having.
will then not have the ability to speak if they are not here.
Correct.
Correct.
I am of the opinion that, as the two previous, that I would approve that.
Okay. Ms. Roach?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows how I feel. I guess I do on the record, though, want to say for anyone watching, and I do appreciate the select board's, concerns. I think if you did get to catch the meeting, they did express some concerns about the accessibility, but I think before COVID, there was, I don't even know how many years there've been a zoning board in Auburn along, and there was never that option, and everybody did fine. And I think that anyone watching, to make sure everyone is clear, if anyone is not able to leave the house and not able to come to a meeting, there is plenty of time from the time you get the notice to the time that the meeting to contact the town, send an email, send a letter with your concerns if you're in a butter. If you've watched meetings before, you know that our chair does a great job with reading those into the record, expressing those concerns. So if you are a neighbor that has an issue, I don't want people to feel like they can no longer express that issue, but I think it needs to be done in the channels that we used to do prior to COVID. I think we had no problem getting letters from our butters and things like that prior to. So I think, the accessibility is still there. It's just different than what we've seen during these last COVID years, but it's certainly what we did for many, many, many years before. We've all been on the board since prior to COVID. So. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. So with that discussion being said then, do I have a motion on the floor?
Yeah, so,
Just wanted to be
I'll
clear.
restate, yeah, certainly, Mr. Chairman. So I'll restate, I would make a motion moving forward to suspend the online meeting, piece of our meetings moving forward.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second?
Okay, roll call vote. Vice Chair Maron?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy?
I approve.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve?
Ms. Roach?
I approve.
And I vote to approve. Okay. So that being said, that's taken care of. Our next meeting is July 18th, 2024. Hopefully it'll be a little cooler by then. Do I have a motion to close the meeting? Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I can do the last one like that. Aye. We're okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.